And welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to share 5 tips with you guys on buying your first designer bag. Now, I wanted to do this video because I get this question asked quite a lot, believe it or not, especially on my Instagram, and I do always answer it there, and I also answer it in the comments. However, I thought if there were more people that are curious about this, I figured I would just do an entire video on it so everyone could watch it. Okay, so my first designer bag was this guy right here, which is the Louis Vuitton Neverfull, I believe in the medium size. And before I sat down to film this video, I was trying to think about, well, Angelique, why did you go for that bag? And I'm not gonna feed you guys any BS. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, as I always am. And I simply bought this bag because it was popular and because a lot of people had it. It's a bag that you see all the time. I mean, seriously, there's so many people that own this bag. Now, it is a classic piece. It is a bag that will never go out of style. It's something that you could always resell. You know, you don't have to worry about it being trendy and next year no one's gonna wear it anymore. However, if I could go back, this would not be, there goes my cat, this would not be the first bag that I would buy, okay? And I know a lot of people say to go for classics as for your first bag. This is a classic and it didn't work out for me. So my first tip would be to figure out the purpose of the bag you want to buy. Like, why do you want it and what's your lifestyle? Why this bag didn't work out for me is simply because I never use it. Never. The only time I do use it is when I travel, and that is it. And I would have rather had a bag that I could have worn every single day. You know, designer bags are expensive. And after buying my first one, I wasn't about to, like, you know, buy another one or buy another one. So I just wish that I could have worn it more, and it just didn't go with my lifestyle. It was too big, and yeah, just doesn't fit my day-to-day. So just really try to think about, don't be like me and be impulsive, just really try to think about what you want this bag for, your first designer bag. Do you want it for an everyday bag, something you can wear every single day, something you can wear to work, something you can wear to run errands, something you can wear for a night out? Or do you want it to be maybe just a special occasion bag, something that you're only going to get out occasionally? Or maybe do you want an evening bag? Do you want, you know, just kind of really think about what your lifestyle is, what bag would go good with your lifestyle, and what the purpose is of the bag. Like, what do you want the bag for? I hope this made sense. Okay, my next tip is deciding on a color that works for you. Now, this is really important because I feel like this is another thing I really didn't take into consideration a couple of times. There were a few times where I have purchased bags. One was a Dior bag, and I completely forget what it was called. I'll put a picture of it on the screen, but anyways, I ended up selling it. I loved the color. It was such a pretty color, and I don't know, it just made my heart happy, and so I bought it. However, I should have just thought about it more, because this particular color that I picked, even though it was beautiful and I loved it, it did not go with my style, my wardrobe, and me in general. Is it like a blush pink? And that's just not me. So for me, I have a pretty neutral wardrobe. However, I'm just not a person that wears colors like that. I just don't feel comfortable in them, and so I never wore that bag. And again, it was just sitting in my wardrobe, and for the price I paid for it, I just, you know, I couldn't see it just sitting there, so that's why I ended up selling it. But for me, blacks, I think majority of my bags are black, and colors like this, pretty neutral, are like, that's what I've learned are good bags for me. Those bags get so much use because they just go well with my wardrobe. I feel comfortable in them. I don't have a hard time styling them. But if you're someone that loves color and that, you know, loves a pop of red or maybe a blue bag, or, you know, there's so many fun colors out there. If you're someone that wears those colors, or you have a pretty neutral wardrobe and you love adding a pop of color every once in a while, then, you know, go for a bag that is like a statement and has a bright color. But for me personally, that's just something that doesn't work. So basically all I'm saying is just think about what color would work for you and your wardrobe and your lifestyle in general. Something else that I think is really important that I never used to do is to do your research. And this is a perfect example of a bag for this tip. I did a lot of research on this before buying it because expensive and tiny. So for this bag, I really wanted to make sure that it could fit all the items that I needed it to fit. I wanted to make sure it could fit my phone, my wallet, my little accessories, you know, all the stuff I need to carry with me on a day-to-day basis. I also wanted to make sure that the strap is long enough. So of course you can do your research on the website where you buy the bag, but for me, I like to go even further. I like to watch YouTube videos. I find those so incredibly helpful. You know, you can see what the bag looks like that you're looking into buying on different people, different heights, different body sizes. You can hear what people say about them. You know, do they like it? Do they regret buying it? Color transfer, just a lot of things that you can't find on the website. Or you can just, I don't know, look on Pinterest. I mean, there's so many different platforms, Instagram, whatever, where you can do your research on. And like I said, for me, I love watching YouTube videos on bags that I am about to buy, especially if they're a bit pricier or if I want to research the size and all of that stuff. So yeah, that's something I never used to do. I would just go and buy the bag and then later find out all the things I wanted to know on my own, which sometimes wasn't the greatest. So yeah, definitely do your research. Okay, tip number 4. I feel like I'm being way too serious in this video. I feel like I have to mention this. Even though it didn't work out for me, or it's not something I really stick to and do all the time, and I'll get to that in a minute, but I do think that so most of us don't have a ton of money to like buy new designer bags every other week, or buy a new designer bag if one doesn't work out. So a lot of us probably really value our money, and we have to think about what we buy. And so I think that if you're buying a designer bag and it's maybe going to be your only bag for a while, or maybe you don't want to buy another designer bag, you just want one, I think you should go for something timeless and classic, so that way you can keep it for the rest of your life. You don't have to worry about it going out of style or not being in anymore, which I personally, I just wanted to get to that really quickly. I don't care about that, okay? If I like a bag and if I like the way it looks and if it works for me and my lifestyle, even though it might be trendy and it might go out of style next year, if I love it, I am still going to wear it. And that is why I don't always go for classic or timeless pieces. But I know there's a lot of people out there that aren't that way. So that's why I say if you're only going to buy one designer bag or maybe two, yeah, go for something timeless and go for something classic that you can maybe resell in the future. Something that, you don't have to worry about. But again, for me, I like buying trendy items if I really love them. I don't buy all of the trendy items, but sometimes there are pieces that I just really like the way they look and they fit my lifestyle, and I can see myself wearing them for a long, long time. And I also don't buy items to resell them, but I do know a lot of people do, and that is a nice option to have. So I hope this made sense. And then for my very last tip, which I wish I would have listened to, is to consider buying pre-loved. Okay, I never did this, and I could have saved myself so much money. Pre-loved is a great way to go. And I personally love buying my bags new because I love the experience. I love the experience of going into the boutique, or I love the experience of dealing with the sales associate, and I don't know, that's just something I really enjoy. And I think that's a big reason as to why I didn't buy bags pre-loved for such a long time. However, there are amazing, amazing bags out there that are in brand new condition, or in my case, I've purchased bags that still have the tags attached that have never been used for a fraction of the price. So now, when I do buy a trendier piece or an item that I know will not hold the resale value, I look on the pre-loved market so I can save some money and maybe put that money towards something else. And I know it can be scary to buy something pre-loved, at least for me it was, because I am always so afraid of like ending up with a fake or ending up with a terrible item. So I can only give you guys like my personal experience, and I've only bought pre-loved from Fashionphile, and so far I have not had a single problem, and I think I've purchased probably 5 or 6 items from their website since I started buying pre-loved, which was last year. And yeah, I really love their website. It's easy, everything's laid out, they have amazing pieces on there. I think a lot of people think that they're a bit pricey, but I don't think so. If you really kind of look, they do have discounts going on sometimes, so that's usually what I do if I see a bag that I really like and that's in great condition. You know, I click the little heart button, like it, and follow the item and kind of wait for it to go on sale, and when it does and I think the price is right, that's when I buy it. Okay, so that is it for this video. I really hope that you guys found this helpful. If you have any additional tips, leave them in the comments down below for anyone else to read. I would love to know some more tips as well. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and as always, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.